All right, rocking it through the second hour of a Thursday edition of Stop the Steal TV. Lots going on. We're going to bring you back. We're carrying live coverage of the Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, Trump legal team press conference. And they are dropping bombs like you can't believe. Arm up, have a drink. I am. Back to Rudy.
Has credibility after using a machine and fooling their citizens. There can't be a person in Michigan who thought their vote was being sent outside the United States so somebody could play with it. I mean, it's disgraceful what the government of Michigan did to its citizens. Absolutely disgraceful.
Mr. Mayor, last question. Mr. Mayor, you have alleged, just to go back to the servers, are you going to be able to get your hands on the voting machines or the servers, and are you going to be able to see what, when, where, and how?
We're not, we are limited in what we can do. We're not the FBI. We're not the government. We don't have that kind of subpoena power. We don't have the power to just go subpoena anything we want. The government does. We would have to subpoena it in line with a case. Our first case, we're asking for that authority in Pennsylvania and in Michigan.
Yeah, let's lock down the machines first. They're evidence.
The court. We're private citizens. We're not the government. If I were the government, like I used to be, there'd probably be a lot of people arrested by now.
Thank you.
Because there's plenty of probable cause. Plenty of probable cause.
Thank you, everybody.
No.
A to the men.
We'll take...
Yeah. Take a few more. Go ahead. Take a few more. Keep slapping them, Rudy.
We've seen that a lot of your lawsuits and in fact lawyers have been kind of dropping like flies. What do you say to those people who call this a Russiagate 2.0 just on the other side? Why didn't this, and also why didn't this happen?
What fake network do you come from?
I don't have from a fake network. In fact, I am completely independent.
What fake network do you come from?
Oh,
He's
my
like,
goodness.
hello.
Well, first of all,
let's give one to the Rudy there.
Our cases haven't been dismissed. We only have...
Over 20, look at the plaintiffs who were involved in this.
It's not our case, ma'am. Don't lie to people.
Yeah, there you go. This is exactly the problem here.
You're lying. You're lying. You're lying.
You are lying.
Lie. I'm not getting... Ma'am. Okay. Let me answer the question. The answer to the question is, we don't have a lot of lawsuits. We only have 3. Our lawsuits have not been dropped all over the place.
3.
We
1.
Okay.
2,
Well, you're a totally
3.
discourteous person. I'm going to finish my answer. So.
You're a discourteous person.
The fact is, we have very, very few
like that.
lawsuits.
That was
the
nice
lawsuits you're talking about have been brought by private individuals and groups. Most of them were dismissed for lack of standing, probably correctly, because they were brought before the election took place. The election is now over. The only lawsuit we have withdrawn is the one where we got the relief that we wanted, and that's the one in Michigan. We also have another lawsuit in Michigan that will accomplish the other objectives of what we want to do in Michigan.
Oh, baby, here comes Michigan.
2 competing lawsuits. The only lawyer that left a case left because he was threatened. His family was threatened. His children were threatened. And so was the other lawyer. Yeah, that's true.
That's good.
We have a little difficulty getting
Just
lawyers.
like the 2 officials in Michigan that got threatened to certify the election results.
The ridiculous way in which you cover this. And the ridiculous way in which you cover...
You haven't seen how I've covered this. Now,
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about everybody. But I get a pretty good sense from the way you handle yourself, how you cover it.
Yeah.
All right, we're
exactly.
finished.
I got a sense. I know where you're coming from, you bum.
One last question from a...
From a real reporter. Are there any real reporters here?
One last question.
I wish I could hand this to Rudy right now, like fake reporter. Bang! Like Ari Gold with the Nerf gun, of course. I'm just kidding. It's a toy.
Will you give the entire bulk of the evidence to the media to review? And if so, when? Or are you going to drag this thing out like the Hunter Biden hard drive again?
We're not going to drag it out. I mean, it's ridiculous for you to say we're dragging it out.
Yeah, dragging what out?
Al Gore had a lot more time than we've had, and we've had 2 weeks to investigate. So that's also
2 weeks, 5 states, 4 counties in each state.
Also, if we're going to present things in court, if we present it to you, judges are not going to be very happy with us. And finally, I have to tell you, our witnesses don't want to be exposed to the tender mercies of a vicious press.
Right.
I have great difficulty getting those witnesses that I did reveal to allow me to do it. They don't trust you. They don't like you. They think you put their lives in jeopardy with the spin that you put
Very
on
good.
what's going on here and with the unfairness in which you cover it. It's not easy to reveal the things that they tell me.
So the answer is no.
The answer is I can't do it because I can't put a witness's life in jeopardy or a person who thinks their life in jeopardy. This woman tells me we have lawyers dropping out of the case. We have lawyers dropping out of the case.
Lawyers who are
because they're
getting
being
paid are
threatened
dropping out.
with destruction of their careers, destruction of their livelihood, and in some cases, destruction of their lives. That comes about because of the hysterical way in which you have covered Donald
the
Trump
fake
and his
news media.
administration. But we're going to change all that. We're going to go to courts. We're going to prove it in court. I would love to release all the information that I have. I would love to give it to you all. Except most of you wouldn't cover it. A few of you would. And then we'd have half the American people probably informed. The censorship that is going on in this country right now by
Not
big
right here.
tech
I'll tell you
and by
that.
big
Let's drink to
media
that, folks.
is almost as dangerous as the election fraud that we're revealing. Maybe just as dangerous. We're headed to a very bad place. And it is not inappropriate that a Venezuelan company counted our votes. Thank you.
Looks like they're wrapping it up. Okay. All right. Crazy things going on. But the one most important thing you need to know, and probably one of the reasons you're tuned in on the Trump Victory page for the Stop the Steal TV show, is because you know that we got a heist going on. Okay, this ain't like money heist. This ain't guys with little red hoodies and the anonymous masks on. This is a real heist. And if you heard, and if you were watching Liquid Lunch yesterday, thank you. Okay, for those of you who just tuned in today, Nico, give me Patrick Byrne's chart. I think that's GFX 16. Yesterday we had on citizen patriot Dr. Patrick Byrne, who is funding an independent operation to categorize all the database, all the public databases out there, and show that there was 100% certain voter fraud that went on in targeted counties. So share this, because I'll tell you why. I had on my good buddy Dr. Patrick Byrne yesterday, and people think he was like off the edge and he was a little too much and all this other stuff. Truth of the matter is, Sidney Powell, just in that press conference, said we have independent patriots who are putting together data in Michigan that will shock you. That the machines couldn't count the ballots fast enough. I referred to it earlier in the show. Here's the chart. The first time it was ever seen anywhere on national TV was yesterday. Take it down. Where was it yesterday, JT? What? I didn't see that yesterday. That's because you weren't watching, okay? And if you were watching, you probably didn't share the stream, because we had a huge day sharing streams yesterday, 2,000 stream shares, which are tremendous, thank you, okay? But we had almost 100,000 people watch. So we only had 2% of all the people shared it. Imagine if 10% shared, then more people would know what was going on. But I appreciate every one of you. Thank you. Help me out any way you can. We're still tabulating. Caller, how many names do we have for the first ever Liquid Lunch T-shirt swag giveaway?
15.
I think we only have 15 people. It's your last chance. We're going to spin to win at the end of the show today. And one lucky viewer is going to get first edition, one of a kind, because I'm going to sign it to you on the tag. You're going to get a first edition. No one has ever got a Liquid Lunch T-shirt, not even me. I never had time to take the time to get the shirts made to sell them, because I was trying to just do a good show. And now my friends over at the Near and Far Animal Foundation take the time out of their day to help me. And now I have T-shirts to give away. I have T-shirts to sell. And then when I sell them, I'm going to give the money to the Near and Far Animal Foundation again. So it's a big charitable event here. But anyway, someone's going to win one today. Moving on. All right, Nico, let me call out a few things for that I wanted to cover today. Okay. Here in New York, Governor Cuomo and Mayor de Blasio keep getting their lines crossed. Okay, and while they're trying to steal an election over there, already all the blue mayors and the blue governors are out there trying to lock down their cities more and more and more, like little sheep that we are. Stay in. You can't go out past 10. Last night I went to, I had to go to a wake for a dear family friend. And afterwards, I stopped in Staten Island with a couple of my friends, Bobby Blue Eyes, my two brothers, to get a little bite to eat. It was like 9 o'clock at night. We go to one of our regular jams, Il Sogno, okay? And the owner over there, Pedro, he's sweating like a terrorist because he's not making any money, and now he can only have 25% of the people inside the place, right? And here we are, 4 guys, we're ready to have a nice meal. We're going to spend some money. We're going to get dessert. We're going to have drinks and everything else. And they're like, all right, well, we're going to make a few bucks tonight. The tobaccos are here with Bobby Blue Eyes. They always spend money. And then at 9:50, like I'm still slicing the end of the piece of pork chop my brother had left over. I'm like nibbling on the end of it. And they're like, oh, guys, we're going to have to ask you to leave. So at 10 o'clock, it's like the old movie Flashdance. No more fun in America. We're coming back after this. I'm going to go crazy. I'm just telling you, I'm going to go crazy.